Hello, my name is Aimee Lace, and I'm a doctoral student in social and organizational psychology at Columbia University's Teachers College. I'm also serving as an intern for SIOP's United Nations International Team. One of my favorite parts about this experience is that I feel like we get to serve a bridging role. We get to help bring the best of organizational psychology and bring it right to the interface of the real consequential needs of the United Nations system as it works for sustainable development and for peace in really difficult contexts around the world. SDG 16 focuses on peace, justice, and strong institutions. Personally, I work towards this in my own research by contributing to psychologically informed approaches to conflict analysis and really dreaming about how we can use what we know in IO psychology to make our analysis of conflicts even stronger. SDG 17 focuses on partnerships for the goals. Now this is really interesting because working across UN and sub-UN boundaries is often where both the greatest opportunities and the greatest challenges lie in the UN system. We see this come up in diplomatic councils, in public-private partnerships, in humanitarian and developing work, in peacekeeping missions, and in how we try to rebuild societies after severe conflict. Now, there are many insights from social and from IO psychology that I believe we can use to generate new routes forward in these very complex collaborative environments. Now, personally, one way I work towards this is by putting on my research hat and doing research on this. Particularly, I look at international cooperation in the peace and security sector. My story in this area starts in college. I have vivid memories of running on the University of Minnesota's campus between classes in social psychology and classes in international affairs and global public policy, and I was struck by how relevant those two fields seemed to each other. I remember thinking, oh, aren't we speaking about the same things? Isn't diplomacy just at its core, it's social processes with other things going on, but was very, very intrigued by this. And little did I know then, but I had found it. I had found the interdisciplinary intersection that would fascinate me for years to come, that would lead me to work for the UN, to live and study in several different countries, and eventually to pursue my doctorate in social and organizational psychology. After college, I packed up my bags and moved to Geneva, Switzerland, where I started working with the United Nations Institute for Training and Research. While I was there, I primarily focused on topics related to leadership, to peacekeeping, and to local development. It was also an education in and of itself of how things get done in the UN system, a question that is of great interest to the IO psychologist in me. So my experience there just really deepened my curiosity about how to use psychology to advance the important work of peace and security and sustainable development. And now, as a doctoral student, I love taking advantage of opportunities to leverage these psychological insights throughout the United Nations system. Alongside my doctoral work, I've also had the opportunity to contribute to these goals in a more professional capacity as well. And some of that has come through continued work with the United Nations and also with related non-governmental organizations working towards the achievement of these important sustainable development goals. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and I could talk about this all day. If you'd like to learn more about any of my projects, please feel free to reach out. Thanks.